Okay, so let's do another one. Stephen Prince here, still stuck out in North Carolina. Um, just setting the record straight, refuting false information about me, giving you a little better idea about who I really am. Okay, so I have discussed a little bit, that I'm not affiliated with certain institutions and their, you know, agendas. So along that line, let's make sure that people understand, um, since I do not belong to a cult, okay, I've not made any agreements with any secret societies, okay, and that's probably a better term to use in many cases. You say cult and people freak out and have all kinds of ideas, but I described already what makes a cult, okay? They strip away your personal autonomy. They degrade human dignity, and they do deliberately practice deception in their system. And even go so far as to completely just deny reality and accountability. It's bad. So, I haven't made any agreements with any type of secret societies or anything. Okay. I also don't practice magic or whatever. People had some weird ideas about me. I like to do yoga sometimes. I like to burn incense. I like naturopathic, holistic medicine. I think it's good. There's a lot we can learn from it. God created the world and called all things good. But I guess what you do with it, that's where the morals come in. What are you doing with it, right? But yeah, honestly, if I knew magic, then I would just I would make a big pile of gold, and I would have whatever. I wouldn't use it to destroy. Some people have blamed. This is the sad part, A lot of really delusional people, man, blamed me for their consequences when I correctly predicted those consequences. And, but no, I didn't speak death into existence, anything like that. Give me a break. What the hell? I told you people that your destructive behaviors and your deceptions were causing harm. And that there would be consequences, all right? Now we can argue, we're talking about over 100 predictions that have come true, or whatever. You could believe it's pattern-based prediction, which is, you could believe it's precognition. You could believe it was spirit of prophecy from God, because God knows all things. I don't. God has not told me all the secrets to the universe. Sorry. I don't claim to be right about everything. I don't claim flawlessness or infallibility or any of that stuff, and I don't expect it from other people. And sometimes I get, I was under duress for a long time and in deprivation, and was fed misinformation and stuff. So I'm not even surprised if I got a few things, off, or didn't articulate them well or whatever. But look, people that made a big deal about some of the public statements I made, you need to remember. Well, actually, you don't need to. You need to just let it go, because you don't understand the situation that I was in. And no, I did not create that situation. That was imposed upon me by people who were scheming to control my life for their agendas. And they're going to face a day of reckoning someday. There's one. That's a prediction. But no, I'm not. Actually, that's in the scriptures. That's a prophecy, and it's not coming from me. But anyway, I didn't cause all these bad things that people think I caused. I didn't cause them. I don't have that kind of power. If I had that kind of power, I would have walked right through the walls when they threw me in jail. I would have just walked out of there. I wouldn't have stayed if I had that kind of power. So obviously I don't have that kind of power, and if I had that kind of power, I would have everything I want. It would just, so just don't just leave me out of that stuff. Leave me out of the occult stuff. If I want to learn something because I think it's interesting about what shamans maybe do, or if I want to do a vipassana meditation from the Buddhist tradition or something, so what? Why do you care? I'm trying to enjoy my life too. All right, I'm trying to explore the mind and body and world that God created. So just relax. All right. Don't blame me for your consequences when you people do immoral, ungodly, just cruel, deceitful things. Duh. Man. Anyway. So, but in light of all that, just like you need to know that you don't have to be afraid of me. You don't have to be afraid to be around me either. There's no death threats. There's no investigations into my like my conduct or whatever. It's so fake. It's so phony. Anybody claiming that stuff, even if they flash a badge at you, don't believe them. They're just liars, straight up liars, and it's part of a smear campaign designed to block me from having healthy, productive relationships and partnerships. So, in this way, they can, discredit me because, oh, look, he never accomplished anything. Oh, look, he's not, smiling. Oh, they want just these losers. I actually wrote a rap song about these people when I got thrown in jail. Smile for duck hams. And it really does display how sadistic and irrational these people are. But, they're not almighty. They're not that powerful. They're just, freaks and losers, like with these obsessions. They just, this is the world we're in now. We're in a world where there's a lot of very miserable people who want to inflict their misery on other people. And, unfortunately, we've got gadgets that make it easier. And so, but we don't have to live in fear of them. I'm not afraid of bullies, and I don't want any of my friends to be afraid of bullies. We just deal with them, hold your ground, be firm, and, establish your boundaries, healthy boundaries, and communicate clearly with your friends and partners, and, honestly, and then you'll be all right. You're going to have to deal with, this is the world we're in, So yeah, nobody needs to be afraid to work with me, to hang out with me, to date me. You don't have to be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be good. Get to know me. Don't assume based on the weird, some deep fake. Don't believe a deep fake, duh. Or even some weird set of audio clips. Be careful about that. Be careful about that. Maybe I'll talk about what these people were doing. I'm not sure I really want to, but unless you're going to enjoy being in my presence with me and be open with me as I'm open with you, and actually enjoy some activities with me, just assume you don't know who I am and what I'm like. Okay. And there's a high probability that you will probably have a wrong idea about me if you don't bother to meet me. And if you're not going to be honest with me, then you're the one not being authentic. So like your judgment is impaired, not mine. So anyway, so meet me, please. Meet me, reach out to me, do stuff with me, collaborations, go on a date with me. It's okay. All right. It'll be good. All right. Yeah, there's that one. Let me see. Do I want we might need to give that its own thing here.